Hi friends, welcome back to my garden. Ellie here. Today we are going to take a look at my April garden. I hope you enjoy it. So this is our veggie garden. We still have very little garlic is what we actually got this season. I'm not sure why. I thought we planted a lot more, but it didn't come up. Have some basil, which something's eating it. We need to take care of that. And then this is a tomato plant. And then I have another tomato plant over there. My Italian oregano. Some strawberries, which we have gotten quite a lot. There's some coming up here. I planted some garlic. Not the garlic, onion, red onion. And then in this flower bed, we have some California poppies coming up, some stock, some more onion, some salvia back there. This blackberry bush has spread out quite a bit and it's starting to go into the garden bed here, so I need to trellis it and prop it up a little bit better. We have our pomegranate tree here that I've been saying for a couple of years now we need to get rid of because it doesn't produce any fruit. It flowers, you can see it's flowering beautifully, but flowers always just fall off. They don't fruit. I don't know why. This year I feel like it has way more flowers than other years. So we'll see. I don't know. This is its last straw. If it doesn't produce, I am taking it out myself. We have here Breath of Heaven, which is looking beautiful. And then hidden behind the Breath of Heaven is I have a jalapeno plant that overwintered. So hopefully we get some more jalapenos. Behind, I had some gladiolus coming up in the back row over there. Oops, I just stepped on something. I have more garlic here, which soon we should be harvesting to plant other stuff in this area. This is a gardenia plant, my roses. Looking beautiful. Love these beautiful pink ones. And my delphiniums came back beautifully. They just started blooming. And they're super tall this year. So at least 2 feet plus tall, which is nice. I really want a tall length. This one, I believe, was a jazzberry. No, Supertunia Tiara Pink. And it did somewhat come back, but not very much. So I love this one. It is considered an annual, so it's fine that it didn't come back full throttle this year. Totally fine. What I want to do though is get some more and plant it in there to fill it up. And then I have this one that's kind of struggling. It was doing good, but I think it started getting some bug issues. This is a, what's it called? Lantana. It was like a pink lemonade lantana. Here is a Proven Winners pink cashmere that's coming back. I did get another delphinium plant that I need to, it's starting to get some growth there again. But I need to pot it up somewhere nicely and for it to really thrive. And then I have this other rose bush here. And then I have my lilac vine. I have my hydrangeas. Look at this one. It's filled in quite nicely in this pot and it's coming so beautifully. But the problem with this is it's not supposed to be pink. They're supposed to be blue. So why do I have pink hydrangeas if when I purchased them, they were blue last year and now they're pink? Well, let me tell you, I am growing them in pots. If you want to keep your hydrangeas blue, you have to put in an acidic fertilizer. They like more acidic soil, and if they don't have that, they will turn pink, which I did not put any. I did know better, and I did know that that they need the acid, but I didn't, so it is what it is. I got pink ones now. I did recently purchase an acidic fertilizer, so I will be adding some of it to these pots to turn them back to blue. And then African daisy, my elephant ears, rose bush, not doing so good. Why is this not doing so good? Well, it's getting powdery mildew. Powdery mildew is a fungus, if you don't know. What you can do is spray the top, rinse off the fungus, do it earlier in the day so it has time to dry, or you chop it up. Any diseased area, chop it up. The problem with powdery mildew fungus is that when it rains, and we've had some weird rain this season, where it was like 90 degrees outside and then all of a sudden it started raining for like 3 days. So that has left, the petals and stuff to have a lot of water. And what happens is that the water comes down, splashes. If you do not pick up your diseased leaves at the end of, fall, winter, when it should be at the end of winter, when it should lose all its leaves. So anything that's diseased, like a powdery mildew, will fall to the ground. It doesn't mean that it's gone. If you don't pick it up, leave it. When it rains, the water splashes back up. Guess what? We have powdery mildew again. So we need to help it out a little bit. You can try to spray it with neem oil, but again, if it's going to rain, the neem oil is going to wash off. So, and which I believe this week we are expected to have some rain days. But there's my little polka dot plant. We have some clover, some maidenhair, some succulents here, another hydrangea. This one has stayed in the same pot. I haven't put it in something else. So I'm curious to see what color it produces. Fern, we have camellia here, my other rose bush, another hydrangea, which is not getting so much green. So I have to do a little bit of research to see why isn't it getting greener. Most likely it's missing some type of nutrient to make it more green. And then look at this baby. This is in a pot. And I had moved it to the shade because I did have it on the little patio area over here. And it just grew so much. I want to stake it so that once it gets this is a dahlia. Once the dahlia starts to bloom, I want to make sure that it has some support. So I do want to put some stakes into that pot. And then this is my other hydrangea, which is supposed to be blue. And look, it's kind of pink, but it's a different shade of pink. So needs a little bit of acidic fertilizer in there. This one came up from a year ago. It decided to leaf out this year. Didn't leaf out last year, but it did this year. So it might kind of like this spot. I might put it in a pot and leave it here. And this is a peony. I have my mint. Again, PSA, do not plant mint in your ground. You will never be able to get rid of it. But I like mint, and I didn't know any better when I planted it. So there you go. We have here some irises that I planted. My butterfly bush hopefully starts blooming out soon because I love the way it smells. And then we have some calla lilies. Alcatraz is also another name from. Grow nice and big. I cut back the honeysuckle that I had because I didn't do a very good job with maintaining it, and it was covered with powdery mildew and aphids, and it just looked super gross. So I was like, I'm just gonna cut it down almost all the way back and see if it grows. If it starts to grow, then I'm gonna try to maneuver it this way to grow on this trellis. But I figured if it didn't bloom again, then I was just gonna take it out, put something else. Lamb's ear, some more gladiolas. Here I have, these are the double charter hollyhocks, which hopefully it blooms this year. Hopefully, it looks like it might. This is another type of, what is this one called? I think it's angel something. Angel wings. It is kind of like I like this silvery color, which I'm thinking I'm going to plant it here and kind of match with the lamb's ear. My neighbor's jasmine has bloomed quite nicely, and in the evenings it smells heavenly. I love the sweet honey scent that it has, but during the day don't really smell it very much, but in the evening it's weird. In the evening is when it's like, whoa, you come out here and it's just hits ya. I have my mandarin tree, which is growing some mandarins. Let's see if I can focus here. There we go. So you can see it's growing little mandarins all over. I'm so excited to get some fruit next year. They were smaller than an orange, but sweet as an orange and almost seedless. So the kids liked it when we tried it out. We went to Van Winden's. This was what we decided to add to our garden. And then I have another peony here. I have some onion back there and another peony here. I have my raspberry bush, which, yum, starting to get some raspberries here. I potted this up a couple months ago, maybe like a month ago. Same thing with my blueberry. And this one is getting a little bit of blueberries on there. Not as much as I was hoping for, I think, because it had a ton of flowers and then I didn't really water it for a while. And I think that was my problem, is that I let it dry too much. Here, Luca planted a couple of seeds. I gave him a packet of sunflower seeds and told him to just go ahead, plant anywhere he wants. And he did. And then he opened my watermelon seeds, which I did not want to plant just anywhere. And he planted them anywhere. So I have no idea where the watermelon seeds were planted. So hopefully we get some watermelon. I don't know if we are, but this is my guayaba tree, which I am hoping to get some flowers this year. We will see. It has not fruited. It has not flowered. I've had it since a little twig, like little start. So it's been, I think, almost 5 years now since I've had it. So hopefully it's gonna flower soon and give me some fruit. This is more dahlias. And this is my bougainvillea, which I'm going to take out from here because it started to root up, like it started roots started coming out of the bottom, so I really need to take that out. Let's see, over here we have a little bit of everything. I have here is my fig tree. I have some lavender growing behind it, and I have some more gladiolas coming up. I have here are some dahlias, succulent, the Echeveria type of flower, jade. And then here I have growing back is the lily. It's the rose lily, which if blooms, looks beautiful. I have my Dusty Miller back here. And I also have the wisteria, which I need to pot and I need to trellis onto something. But this is the corner of the patio. Look at my lavender. Looking so beautiful. Here I have some succulent cuttings that I want to root. At work, we had a little employee fun day where we got to make a little terrarium, and whatever was left over we got to take home. So I brought some of that home. This is a rose bush that I got back in January, and it is doing so sad. Only one of these is blooming or is leafing out. I kind of been neglecting it very much, like weeks on end, not watering it and whatnot. So this one I'm pretty sure died out. But there was 2 in here. So this one survived my harsh treatment, and I need to take care of it now. Here are some carnations. And then I also planted some dahlias in here, hoping that they will come up, but maybe not. It was really hard for me to find to see if it had like a good eye. And they need eyes to be able to sprout, so we'll see. I'm trying to hope that my rosemary is going to come back to life. It got a bunch of like spider mites, I believe, damage. There's still some right here, like on the bottom, the older leaves, but you can see some new growth. Looks okay, so I need to trying to spray it with some neem oil and trying to take care of it a little bit better. And hopefully it comes back. If not, I'm gonna take it out, toss it. The bubble gum did not come back. It did, and then it didn't. So it did like bloom out a couple of weeks ago where it was like nice and green and it was having some flowers, and then I didn't water it and I neglected it, and now it's dead. Here is my kumquat tree, which has had some flowers, but we've also had a lot of rain, windy days. I don't know if anything really got pollinated, and I don't know if we're gonna get very much. This year we only got, I think, like 5 kumquats, so I'm hoping that we can do better, but TBD. I want to highlight this little plant here. This one I just got. Now, if you're new to my channel, I think I mentioned it before. I had been doing master gardening program at my county with my local master gardeners county group, I guess you should say. And you get, when you sign up and you start classes, you get what they call a mentor, someone that's more like of a vet master gardener to kind of answer any questions that you may have, kind of help guide you. It's a nice resource, like to kind of find out like how do they contribute to the master gardener program, and then they can invite you to like their stuff that they're doing, and just so you have a buddy in a way, which I liked. And my buddy gave me this plant. She helps with their propagation. So they have sales, I think twice a year. And so they propagate a lot of the plants and then they sell them at their Master Gardeners event type things. And so she helps with it. And I thought that was really cool. And that's kind of where I think I might be leaning towards on wanting to do with the Master Gardener program, is helping with propagating. But this is called a Rhodocatus grandiflorus. It is a rose cactus, and you could see it has these really long, skinny thorns. And I just thought it's just so beautiful. So I was very thankful, very cool that she gave me a plant. Anyways, this is struggling a little bit. I think I thought I put some fertilizer in here. This is the Australian finger line. And it's struggling a little bit. It's in a pot. This is some more lavender, which absolutely loves this spot. I love it here. And I have some more gladiolas. Here we have Nico watering my plants. Some mums came up. That is what some people would call a pest. It's a dandelion. A pest is a flower that is blooming in the wrong spot. So, or a weed, I guess not a pest. I should correct myself. I'm sorry. A weed. A weed is a plant that is growing where you don't want it to grow. So, I think I might leave the dandelion. We'll see. I have Veronica here, Veronica there, rose bush here, my other bougainvillea, which I have kind of started trellising and tying onto this trellis here. Some more gladiolas. And we kind of trimmed this a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, too. It was just out of hand grown. And then we have more of my Italian oregano and my roses. And so right now they're not blooming, but they had bloomed. And unfortunately they got some black spot. That is it for today. Thank you for joining me and taking a look at my April garden. Till next time, as always, sow love, grow joy, and stay rooted. Bye, friends.